What is up? It's Scott Tejerian from the weekly Transit Astrology podcast here with our sports and astrology segment here with Samantha Dottin, where in this video, we're going to be talking about the sports drama that occurs outside the lines, not in the game, but with grown men screaming and yelling at each other across a desk, talking about sports players. And so, there's these two rival shows, Sam. There's First Take, and then there's Undisputed. First Take and Undisputed. This is like the romance. This is like the soap opera of sports, because First Take began with Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless. They were the duo. And then I don't even know what happened there. Maybe you remember, maybe you know. I don't know what happened, but they broke up. The couple broke up. Skip split off, start doing his own thing with his new show, Undisputed. Brings in Shannon Sharpe, Hall of Fame football player, tight end, won multiple Super Bowls, one of the all-time greats. They had a long relationship for several years, just like Skip and Stephen A. did, but then they split up. They broke up. And who did Shannon go to? Skip's ex, Stephen A. Stephen A. moved in.
Messy.
So we're going to look at the charts of this menage a trois of Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, and then Shannon Sharpe. What do you think about that, Sam?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Like the common denominator in all of that is Stephen A.
Stephen A. Well, yeah. I mean, tell me, what do you mean?
He seems like a really hard person to get along with.
Okay.
Or just for me.
Yeah. So he's not going to be your best friend. I feel you. You know,
like I don't want to hang out with him.
Yeah. I
want to talk sports, but until he starts,
but not with Stephen A. And you don't want to talk sports with Stephen A.
No, I'm good.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to dive into the chart of Stephen A. that we don't have his birth time. So Stephen A., if you're watching this, send me your birth time. I'll draw up a chart for you. I would love to share with you the story of you, where the planets and stars were aligned when you were born, and how you were shaped by these heavenly bodies to become the great Stephen A. Smith, the sports mind, the communicator that you are, sharing this knowledge of sports. And if you're watching this, anyone out there watching this, and you feel like this is valuable to you because you're learning the language of astrology, that's what we're doing here. We're teaching you the language of astrology so that you can understand who you are, accept who you are, appreciate who you are, because once you accept yourself, then you're able to fully appreciate yourself. And once you're appreciating yourself, then you're doing the one job that you are here to do in this life. That's to learn to love yourself. So if you are getting value out of this video, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. But let's look at where the planets and stars were aligned when Stephen A. Smith arrived on planet Earth October 14th, 1967 in New York City. So this is where the planets were at 12 a.m. You can see, so if we drew a line from 25 to 25, that's the horizon. So everything that was up in the sky is up here. Everything on the other side of the Earth was down here. So I don't think this is when Stephen A. was born. Doesn't make sense to me at this time. But as you see, as the hours tick by, the planets move, they start to rise. Here we have the sun just after 7 o'clock, rises above the horizon. So it moves all the way high in the sky, now setting here, down below the horizon, and to 11, 12 a.m. So that's the full day. So we know the moon was in Pisces because at 12 a.m., on October 14th, the moon was at 3 degrees in Pisces. By the time we got to 12 a.m. on the 15th, it had moved to 15 degrees. So we know that Stephen A. Smith was born with the moon in Pisces. What house?
Yeah.
What rising sign? We don't know. Was it Leo? Maybe it's Leo, maybe not. Could be something else. Maybe he's a first house sun, where that's going to bring like a lot of courageous energy of, putting himself forward. He seems kind of like he's really focused on himself a lot in a lot of ways, I feel like. Though he's got that Libra energy. So there is balance there. So who knows? Or maybe Mars was in the first house. Maybe he's a Sagittarius rising, a truth teller. So any of these could have been the one. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to really guess right now. But let's just look at the planets. And first thing that jumps out to me, so moon in Pisces and sun in Libra.
Mm.
So this is why Stephen A., he works well with a partner, whether that partner is Skip Bayless or Shannon Sharp or Max Kellerman or whoever he's working with. He needs a partner to bounce off of. That partner needs to have a view. Stephen A. needs to have a view. It's probably going to be a different view because he wants to maintain the balance of the scales. Now, that Pisces moon is going to bring that emotional sensitivity and compassion. I imagine Stephen A. Smith is a very compassionate individual. You might not be able to see that in the way that he behaves in speaking about sports. He can be very kind of aggressive and loud, but I know that there's this compassionate nature to his emotions. The thing is Pisces is the final sign, so it carries the weight of the 11 previous signs. So he feels the weight and the burdens of everyone around him. And when that weight gets to be too heavy, that might be when he gets loud and lashes out in some way and can't handle being with a certain partner or whatever. This thing jumps out at me as well, though, too. Mars forming a sextile with the sun. He's very courageous, very intense. Takes a lot of courage to get up in front of the camera and share your opinions with an audience. And he's talking about professional athletes. Like, you're talking about professional athletes. Like, these are big, strong men that it takes a lot of courage to say some things about them that he's saying. Is maybe he's not always, buttering them up. He's saying things that are tough. That may not aren't congratulatory or even nice about certain people. That's gonna take some courage to really speak his mind, but he is motivated by the truth because Mars is in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is the sign of truth. The reason why he's so intense, though, is Pluto, the god of death, is at 21 degrees in Virgo, squaring his Mars at 23 degrees in Sagittarius. So this is why on the show, like, sometimes it's like he almost feels like he's going to be unhinged.
Yeah. He gets angry.
Yeah, exactly. Angry. That's Mars squaring Pluto. That's the god of war squaring the god of death, where he's just like turns it up to a degree where it's like, oh boy. Yeah, he gets angry.
Yeah.
It gets a little scary.
It almost seems like it's personal. I don't know if
it
that's
is
too, that's too easy.
The personal is because of the Pisces moon. He takes on people's stuff like it's his own.
Okay. Yep.
That's why he gets so emotional.
That's a great intimidation.
Because you have to understand, Sam, what it's like to have a Pisces moon. And you're carrying that weight around. That's why he's intense.
Yes.
And
thank you. I wanted to understand for so long. Why is this man so angry?
Yes.
It has nothing to do with his paycheck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
I mean, not really, but I was like, wow, he is. Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Yes. Okay.
That up.
Okay.
Maybe now I can watch him with a little bit more compassion.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Every
I
soul,
apologize.
every soul is a divine reflection of you. And so there's something about Stephen A that bothers you, but it's something about yourself as well that you need to look at. So this is what these people on TV, they're doing for us. They're putting themselves out there, and we're having a reaction, whether it's good, bad, whatever it is. We're getting aggravated. We're screaming at the TV. Something going on inside of you that they're reflecting. So pay attention to that. Much love to you, Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
Much love to you. We're going to come back in the next video and talk about Stephen A. and Skip Bayless, or maybe we'll do Skip and then we'll do Stephen A. with Skip, so on and so forth. Subscribe, like this video if you felt it was good for you. See us back in the next one.